Lincoln Highway was a huge part of building the highway infrastructure in America. The highway's construction was completed in 1913 and it was formally dedicated on October 31, 1913. The Lincoln Highway was a huge feat during this time period as it became the first transcontinental highway. Beginning in Times Square, New York City, New York, and ending in Lincoln Park, San Francisco, California, the highway originally covered 3,389 miles through 13 states. The initial 1913 highway's path included Ada, Ohio. The significance of this to both the town and Ohio Northern is extremely important. The dedication of the highway became America's first memorial to President Abraham Lincoln. The astounding amount of prosperity it brought to the many towns across the country gave the highway its nickname, the Main Street across America.
In the early 1900s, the roads between cities were not good roads if they were there at all.
This map shows the many routes the Lincoln Highway took throughout western Ohio over the years. The blue line is the original 1913 route of the Lincoln Highway through Ohio. Notice its path centrally through downtown Ada.
But also the advent of the car and the truck on it began to make transportation easier, more convenient.
While easier and more convenient sounded simple, motorists who ventured out of the cities often faced unforeseen challenges such as flat tires and getting stuck in the mud. The Bon Air Motel was one of the local Lincoln Highway features that is still present today. The motel is located a few miles northeast of Ada. This motel was one of the several that was built for traveling motorists that needed a place to stay. And this is a shot of the motel when it was originally opened in the 1950s. This is an old building north of Ada that shows the amount of industry that followed the highway and made its way into the towns that it passed through. Prior to the Lincoln Highway coming to Ada, the train depot was the primary method for students to come to Ohio Northern. This is a photo from a speech given by Governor Frank Willis during the dedication ceremonies of the Lincoln Highway in Ada on June 19, 1915. Governor Willis made an emphasis on Ada being the best town on earth and especially stressed the benefits the highway would bring to both the town and Ohio Northern University.
Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel. I stole a kiss at the turn of a mile, my curiosity running wild.
This is a shot along a section of the Lincoln Highway in the 1920s compared to this, which is US 30 today as we know it. These are the original markers that line the path of the Lincoln Highway that were constructed by local Boy Scout troops across the entire length of the highway. This is one of the more recently constructed markers that line the previous routes of the Lincoln Highway today. The annual Byway Yard Sale is an example of one of the many events that the Lincoln Highway Preservation Group still put on locally every year.
When the credits roll and the show is over and I see all the parts I played, get a glimpse of my soul.